I wasted over $6,000 on gaming gear before I realized most of it was designed to take my money, not actually improve my aim. Gaming headsets, expensive keyboards, premium monitors with fake specs. The industry is selling you numbers that don't translate to performance. And after testing 30 plus mice, 8,000 hours in tactical shooters, and digging through lab data most reviewers ignore, I found a pattern. There are only 5 things that actually move the needle, everything else is a tax on people who don't know better. And the first one is the purchase most gamers regret within 6 months. And I'm talking about the audio lie. Now, gaming headsets are the most regretted purchase in the entire peripheral market, and it's not even close. I watched one guy on Reddit document his entire journey. Started with a $110 Logitech, then upgraded to $130 Razer because the software kept crashing, then dropped around $280 on Astro A50s, thinking he was getting the pro level audio. Now, the base station failed, he opened it up trying to fix the internal cables, and dead. Final verdict: stop throwing money at gaming headsets, most are overpriced, marketing driven with awful software. But here's what nobody told him: the problem wasn't the price, it was the technology itself. When you see that 7.1 surround button on your headset, it's not actually surround sound. It's software that adds phase delays to simulate distance. And in competitive games, it destroys the one thing you actually need: imaging. Now, imaging is your brain ability to pinpoint exactly where a sound is coming from: left, right, above, behind. In games like Valorant and CS2, you have built-in audio engines designed to give you precise stereo positioning. When you turn on a 7.1 surround, you're actually turning on a fake reverb on top of what was already doing the job correctly. So what actually works? Studio headphones. An $80 pair of Audio-Technica will give you clearer mids, better imaging, and zero software fighting against the gaming engine. Also, you can add like a $20 USB microphone and you're outperforming a $300 gaming headset for a third of a price. But the audio lie is the entry point. The next scam costs even more and delivers even less. And I'm talking about the keyboard scam. Now, are things tested keyboards across every price range: budget, mid-tier, premium, custom. They measure the one thing that actually matters for gaming: latency. How fast your key press registers in the game. The result: gaming latency plateaus at around $100 to $120. After that, you're paying for sound dampening, artisan keycaps, and the privilege of waiting 8 months for a group buy to ship. A $480 keyboard does not register your input faster than a $100 keyboard. The switches are the same, the actuation is the same, the polling rate is the same. You're buying aesthetics and calling it performance. There is one exception though, and it's the only keyboard technology in the last decade that offers a real mechanical advantage. And I'm talking about rapid trigger and Hall effect switches. Now, standard mechanical switches have a fixed reset point. You press down, the key activates, but to press it again, the switch has to travel back up for a physical threshold. Now, Hall effect switches don't have that. The input cuts the instant your finger changes direction. 0.1 millimeter of movement and the game knows. For counter-strafing in CS2, this is real, not marketing, physics. If you want poor gaming performance, $80 to $120 gets you everything that matters. Everything else is just like a hobby expense disguised as a competitive investment. And if keyboards are lying about performance, wait until you see what monitor companies are doing with specs. Every gaming monitor box says 1 millisecond response time. It sounds fast, it's also meaningless. That number is gray to gray, GTG. It measures how fast the pixel switches between 2 shades of gray in a lab, not how clear your image looks when tracking a jet dash. And here is the dirty part. To hit that 1 millisecond number on an IPS panel, manufacturers crank the overdrive. They overvolt the pixels to force faster transmissions. Their pixels overshoot their target color, then correct back. And the result is called inverse ghosting. Bright trails and coronas around moving objects. The spec says 1 millisecond, the image looks worse than a 4 millisecond monitor without the overdrive abuse. The metric that actually matters is called MPRT. Moving picture response time. It measures how long a frame stays visible before the next one replaces it. That persistence is where motion blur actually comes from. This is why like a 144Hz OLED can look clearer than a 360Hz IPS. OLED pixel respond in 0.03 milliseconds. No smear, no ghosting, the image appears and disappears cleanly. So what actually works? 144Hz is the floor. The jump from 60Hz is massive, you'll feel it immediately. 240Hz is the sweet spot if your GPU can actually hit those frames. OLED if budget allows, not for the hertz, for the pixel response. Now beyond that, you're chasing milliseconds your eyes can't even perceive. Now if monitor companies are gaming the specs, wait until you see what the chair industry pulled off. Now gaming chairs are racing seats, literally. That budget shape with aggressive side bolsters designed to hold the driver in place during high G cornering. The wings cap your body from sliding when you're trying to take turns at like 150 miles per hour. And now you're sitting at a desk. You're not experiencing experiencing G-forces, you're experiencing lower back pain. The headrest pillow pushes your neck forward, and the PU leather traps heat and peels within a year. Now, one guy on Reddit documented his gaming chair dying after 6 months. Screws loosening, falling out, then the full structural collapse. His verdict: gaming chairs are genuinely terrible. You're basically spending like $200 on something that was manufactured for like $30. And he's not wrong. These chairs cost like $15 to $30 to be manufactured in the first place. Meanwhile, corporate offices have spent decades solving the sitting for 8 hours problem. You will have mesh backs that breathe, adjustable lumbar that moves with your spine, 4D armrests that actually fit your body, and 10-year warranties because the engineering actually holds up. In my opinion, just get something that is refurbished or used from Herman Miller or Steelcase, or anything in that kind of niche, if that makes sense. If that's too much, get something from IKEA like the Marcus. It's like $150, mesh back, lumbar support, 10-year warranty, and it provides 90% of what you need for 20% of the price. Now, stop buying chair designed for race cars. Your spine doesn't need bolsters, it needs support. Now we've covered audio, keyboards, monitors, and chairs, but there is one more truth most gamers ignore completely. And I'm talking about the biological reality check. Now, your nervous system varies by 25 milliseconds from shot to shot. Fatigue, focus, blood sugar, sleep. All of it shifts your reaction time constantly. That $150 mouse upgrade saves you maybe 1 millisecond. A cup of coffee improves your reaction time by 40 milliseconds. A good night's sleep does even more. Warming up for 50 minutes before ranked can tighten your consistency more than any peripheral ever will. But nobody makes money telling you to sleep better, so the industry keeps selling you marginal hardware gains while your biology swings 25 times more than your gear ever could. This isn't me saying peripherals don't matter, they do, but the order matters more. If you're gaming on 4 hours of sleep with a $500 setup, you'll lose to a well-rested player on a $100 setup every single time. So what actually works? Optimize the body first, sleep, caffeine timing, warm-up routine, then worry about gear. The best peripheral upgrade is the one between your ears. Now, let me give you the actual checklist: 5 things, 3 budgets, no fluff. So, audio. Kill the gaming headset. Studio headphones plus a separate mics beat any $300 7.1 surround setup, basically just around like $100 total. Next, we have a keyboard from $80 to $120, and unless it has rapid trigger, you're paying for sound and aesthetics, not speed. Next, we have monitor. 144Hz is the floor, 240Hz is the sweet spot. OLED if you can afford it, and ignore the 1 millisecond marketing. Chair, just buy used office chair or IKEA Marcus. Your spine needs lumbar support, not racing bolsters. Next, the body. Sleep, caffeine, warm up. The 25 millisecond you're losing to fatigue dwarfs any hardware upgrade. Now, drop your current setup in the comments, I'll tell you what to fix first, and also make sure to check out this video next.